Steelers DK Metcalf has been suspended for 2 games after swinging at a Lions fan, likely voiding at least $45 million in guaranteed money. During the Steelers' 29-24 win over the Lions, things got kinda chippy between him and a fan with blue hair as DK went over and grabbed the guy's hair and then took a swing at him. As a result, Metcalf is going to miss the final 2 games of the regular season. He is expected to appeal that suspension, but honestly, it doesn't look too good for him in my opinion. The league said in a statement, Metcalf's actions violate league policy, which specifies that players may not enter the stands or otherwise confront fans at any time on game day, and if a player makes unnecessary physical contact with a fan in any way that constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct or presents crowd control issues and or risk of injury, he will be held accountable. If that suspension is upheld, it will cost Metcalf $277,778 per game. That's a lot of sevens, or just more than $555,000 in total. Hey there everybody, I'm Ryan with KindaAskewSports, and apparently we just hit the 3,000 hour watch mark. It's gonna take 5 days to update on my channel, but I just real quickly wanted to thank everybody for all of the support you've been showing me. As of the making of this video, we are also only 15 subscribers away from hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark, so come on in. Liking and subscribing is free, and I promise you, you're not cheating on your other favorite sports channels. Just come on in. I'm never going to financially recover from all the presents I bought this Christmas season.
I am never gonna financially recover from this.
And speaking of people who are never going to be able to financially recover from something, Metcalf could also be out $45 million over the next 2 full seasons because of this. Metcalf's current 4-year, $132 million contract notes that if he fails to practice or play with the club for any reason, including a suspension, his guarantees will be null and void. Metcalf could still earn the money over the next 2 years, it's just not a guarantee anymore. The video shows DK Metcalf calmly going up to the fan, grabbing him by the hair, and then taking a swing at him. It doesn't look like he made the most solid of contact, but in all seriousness, after this gesture happened, DK said that the fan had said the N-word towards him. But in the video obtained, you cannot hear the fan actually saying that.
Hey, DK, don't sign it! DK, don't sign it! DK! He about to throw that motherfucker away. Man! He knows that. Hey, DK! DK! Yup!
Now DK could be making an excuse to try to make himself look like the good guy in this situation. There are other people online that have also been speculating that the fan was just repeating DK's real name over and over and over, which is Dekalin Zacharias. That must be his activation phrase.
Живой.
Stop.
12.
Stop.
Because he kind of lost it on this fan. Now this comes at the worst time for the Steelers, who while they are barely hanging on to a playoff spot, it is not fully guaranteed yet. So a lot of things would have to go wrong for them in order for them to not win that division at this point. But still, losing your top receiver for the final 2 games of the season, come on DK, you gotta be smarter than that. Pittsburgh is now going to lean on their other receivers to come through for them in the final 2 weeks of the season. Can you imagine having DK in your fantasy football championship and then this happens?
What an idiot. Oh, what a loser. Good.
The fan's attorney released a statement Monday calling the allegations against the fan Ryan Kennedy completely false. And I quote, "Ryan Kennedy categorically denies using the N-word, the C-word to describe his mother, or any racial, misogynistic, or hate-based slur during the incident that occurred on December 21st, 2025 at Ford Field during the Pittsburgh Steelers Detroit Lions game. These allegations are completely false. If you're an NFL player, why not just go down to another spot on the bench? Go somewhere else. You have way more power than the fans have. You could literally point at a person in the crowd and be like, that person called me a bad name, can you eject them for me? And they'll get ejected. We've seen LeBron do that on multiple occasions. Either way, this fan's probably going to end up suing DK and probably going to end up getting some money for this. DK's been known to be a bit of a hothead. He ended up complaining and whining his way out of Seattle. He's also been known to get a little bit testy with the cornerbacks that go up against him in games, so he's got a little bit of a temper. But that was not the only crazy thing that happened in the Steelers-Lions game, as the Lions would have 2 offensive pass interference penalties that cost them 2 touchdowns to Amon-Ra St. Brown, leading to them losing the game on the final play when St. Brown pushed off of a defender, completed a pass right at the goal line before he fell, lateraled the ball to Jared Goff, who then dove into the end zone for what would have been a touchdown. The refs then took a long time to deliberate because if they said there was no flag on the Lions would have won as no time was left on the clock. But if the penalty was against the Lions, as it ended up being, the Steelers would end up winning this game. So it was a very big penalty, and it's not often that the refs end up fully costing costing a team the game because of penalties at the end of it, and I do think the pass interference penalty was legit on Amon-Ra St. Brown. He pushed off pretty aggressively, and that is the definition of the rule. Though I would have loved to see the Lions win in spectacular fashion like that, the penalty ended up being OPI on Amon-Ra, and the Steelers ended up taking the win. Initially, the crowd thought that the touchdown stood, and they were all having a celebration pre-Christmas in the crowd.
Ruling on the field, it was a touchdown, however, pass interference, number 14, the game is over. Wow. There is no touchdown.
Until about 3 or 4 seconds later, the ref clarified this is not a touchdown, and then the crowd got a whole lot more silent and some boos started ringing out. Either way, it was an absolutely crazy game in Week 16. What do you think of the DK Metcalf situation? Let me know down in the comments below. We're just 15 subscribers away from our 1,000 subscriber goal. I know we're going to hit it either today or tomorrow, so let's make that happen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm Ryan with KindaAskewSports. I'll be streaming the Cardinals and Bengals game at 11 Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, so be there to watch the game with me, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.